We have this situation, therefore, where the authorities, and so they should be, by the way, are so terrified of me, they won't even let me into their country for one day to appear in a court case which is about me in person. And there's a petition going around. It's freedavidicke.eu, which we're trying to get as many people to sign. And we're past already the 40,000 signatures. That means it triggers a debate on this in the Dutch Parliament. But the more we can get, the better, because it puts more pressure on the authorities. But that is the scale of where we're at. And you know, in our chats over the last few years, I've said to you that the plan is that eventually no one anywhere hears anything that isn't approved by the authorities. Everything you see and hear is planned to be sanctioned by authority, or you don't see or hear it. And we are moving down that road so fast now because of another process that I've talked to you about, which is the more you centralize power, the more power you have at the center to centralize even quicker. And so the more control they've accumulated at the center, the more they can advance their agenda, not least through censorship. So the censorship has got greater. If you remember, they started off, people like YouTube, saying we're going to demonetize, in other words, not give any advertising revenue to people who are challenging the system. That was stage one. Because it's like, how do these people operate? Well, a lot of them operated from revenue from YouTube and their videos. Oh, okay, we'll target that. And then the next stage was outright bans eventually. And it's gone on and on and on ever since. And you know, the really tragic thing, well, there are many tragic things in relation to this, but this one, those called wokers who are absolutely operating as the foot soldiers of this censorship, who go out and protest when someone's speaking at an event somewhere that they saying something they don't agree with or think they don't agree with. Those people are creating the very global fascist tyranny, centralized globally fascist tyranny, that they, their children and their grandchildren will have to live in. And exactly the same applies to the mainstream media and those operating in Silicon Valley, the foot soldiers of Silicon Valley, not the people that run the place, because they're in on it anyway. You've got so-called journalists all over the world. And what happened in the Netherlands is classic, where the entire mainstream media was turned on me. Didn't want to give me even any opportunity to put my case and challenge what was happening. And that's happening in countries all over the world. So you've got people called journalists and television presenters and radio presenters, and what they do is they get up in the morning and they say goodbye to their children as they go to school, and they then go to work and they promote the narrative of this global cult, even though the vast majority won't even know there's a cult or a narrative. They'll just follow the party line. And then they'll go home and they'll see their children again, when they've spent the day promoting an agenda and demonizing those challenging it, that is going to enslave those children for the rest of their lives. And if people want to know, and I've been saying this for so long, so many years, if people want to see where this is planned to go, look at China today, because China's the blueprint for the rest of the world.
The whole basis of the manipulation is to divide us and is to get us to judge each other, to hate each other, to envy each other, to compete with each other.
It's to confuse people, especially the young, about their gender who weren't confused before. That's what it's about.
A lot of people don't carry cash anymore, and they're not grabbing credit cards either. Instead, they're using their smartphones.
A currency that wouldn't be cash, it would be merely electronic, for which there are fundamental implications for human freedom.
The United States is preparing for a war against Russia through Ukraine, and what they plan is to try to take Crimea back. The idea for this Third World War is to involve Russia and China against the West.
The coronavirus pandemic started in China.
Oxygen, medical supplies and hospital staff have continued.
One of the 5 vaccines and research.
Stage 1, you create a problem. It could be a manufactured virus. You want a reaction, and you want them to either say, do something, or you want them to accept what the authorities suggest must be done. So one of the agendas is to massively cull the population. They want to reduce the numbers.